plastic lungs. I envy the way you live. And far away from kingdom come, where bridges burn and walls go up, but you always have more to give. It's gonna be a good day every time you open up your eyes and you see that there's a light, a reason we're alive. Blessed are those who love to love, with diamond hearts and plastic lungs. I want to see through your eyes. You see what's right and what's gone wrong, and that's your gift. diamonds in the rough. See the most, but you've never seen enough. Counting all the cities till I'm home. The first time I had never felt alone. Summer loving, I would crave your lips. Thunderstruck in for just a kiss. Sunny loving all over me. Overthinking what we could be. Setting sun's the start of a new night. Transition your fun to black and white. Touching of an arm, your skin on mine. I've seen the way the moon will make you shine. Summer loving, I would crave your lips. Thunderstruck in for just a kiss. Sunny loving all over me. Overthinking what we could be. I find peace of mind in morning breeze. Understand the things that bring you ease. Summer loving, I would crave your lips. Thunderstruck in for just a kiss. Sunny loving all over me. Overthinking what we could be.
Hey everybody, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on whatever part of the world you're in. This is Gorgo 2005, welcoming everybody to the channel today. We have 70 people in chat today, and we welcome every single one of you. Glad to see that you're here to spend time with the old stinker and find out what we have going on in OOTPville on this last Sunday stream before OOTP24 goes live on Friday the 24th. We only have, 5 more days to go, and we will be on OOTP24, the live version. And only 2 more days. On Tuesday is when the Fast Spring beta version will go out. And that is, if you order the game on the OOTP development site, that is referred to as the Fast Spring version. Because FastSpring is the back end that provides the download of the new version of the game to you. Fast Spring will go into beta on Tuesday, but the entire OOTP 24 universe will go live on Friday the 24th. And I can't wait myself. I am really, really looking forward to it. We'll see how all this stuff shakes out. But this is our last, in fact, it's not just our last Sunday stream, it's our last stream period before I start getting my fingers dirty in OOTP 24, because on Tuesday I do have the Fast Spring version that I will be turning on at that time. Then the Wednesday stream is going to still be Perfect Team 23, and I'll be giving out Perfect Team 23 drops. I might dabble a little bit into 24 and show you what's going on in my entry pool and show you some of the cards that I've been able to pick up early on. But the great majority of the stream on Wednesday is going to be opening packs on Perfect Team 23, because I don't know that we're going to have a whole bunch of packs saved up and ready to roll for entry pool in Perfect Team 24. But anyway, long way around the horn. Today's usual Sunday shenanigans are going to take hold, and what we're going to do is take a look at my gold Flames and see how they are doing in their playoff push. Because if they make the final four of the playoffs in their gold league, they will get promoted back up to diamond. Now, the one thing to bear in mind is that this old guy has never spent consecutive seasons in gold. First time I was in gold, I went straight to diamond. Then I came straight back to gold. Then I went straight back up to diamond, and I stayed there for a long, long time. Then I got bounced back to gold again. Then next season, boom, I'm back to diamond again. Same thing there until this week when I was relegated one more time. I'm back in gold again. So I'm trying to get the heck back to diamond where I think I belong. And I don't really have much to prove there, because I have, if I make it up to diamond, I will have been there 40 of the previous 43 seasons. So that is a little feather in my cap, not trying to brag or complain or whatever, but just stating the facts. As Joe Friday used to do on Dragnet, just the facts, ma'am. I'm giving you just the facts. 39 seasons currently that I've been in diamond, hopefully going up for my 40th trip after we're done with playoffs today. And we'll be able to check in with these folks very, very shortly. We're not opening any packs today, but what we do have in mind is taking a look at how my playoff push, that's my one and only playoff push, is going on in the gold playoffs in our gold league. Then we'll take a look at my theme team that came so tantalizingly close. I mean, they were right on the cusp of making playoffs, and we'll show you how close that particular playoff bid came to coming true, going into fruition. It was practically a done deal, except for one game. And we'll tell you more about that when the time comes. Then the number 3 team, my Packs Only Wildcats, they're going to be surviving, I do believe, to spend another season in bronze, and we'll talk about them more in detail when we get there. What we want to do today too is maybe have some historical happenings. We might go do some historical challenges, going out and trying to get some packs, and certainly if I do get time today, I want to do a little bit more stat head fun, and I'm going to reiterate the offer that I made yesterday. And it doesn't look like anybody so far is taking advantage of it, and we'll tell you more about that later. But if we don't have the demand, then we don't have the demand, and I'll just drop that feature from the stream. We'll see. So we'll talk about that more later. And then at the end of the stream, at 5 o'clock or about 10 minutes till 5, we will be giving away 25 standard packs to some lucky winner in chat. You have to be here to claim it, and if you are here to claim it, then we will shoot those 25 packs off to you, hopefully no later than tomorrow, because I usually let my OOTP helper know who my winner is, and they get the packs out to them either tonight or sometime tomorrow, depending on whenever they see my post that's been thrown in their direction for their private viewing pleasure, okay, for lack of a better term. So anyway, long way around the horn. I think we're about ready to go in and take a look at my flames in gold, where they're not really that used to being. You know, like I said, this is the 4th time all game cycle that this team has been in gold, but we're trying to work our way back up to diamond where we belong. Let's jump in there and see what's cooking. Okay. Now I need to get over to the game. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, now we are in there. Hey, Hero Driver 68, you can't find the link for how to subscribe with Amazon Prime? Oh, where to find it? Okay, if you have your Twitch account hooked up to your Amazon account. Let's see. To subscribe with Amazon Prime? Okay, yeah, first thing you have to do, okay, if you have your Twitch account hooked up to your Amazon Prime account, then all you have to do is go to subscribe, and it will offer you an opportunity. That is, if it's not already in use somewhere else, you will have the opportunity to use it right there with the subscribe button. So we thank you in advance for your consideration. We appreciate that thought very kindly. Okay, the purple subscribe button, that would be right underneath the lower right hand corner of the viewing screen where you can see me doing my stream. Okay, if you hit that subscribe button, it will tell you how to if you have to maybe look for it a little bit. It'll say use Prime sub, and you get to checkbox that thing, and then it will allow you to subscribe with your Prime subscription. Okay, so hopefully, okay, normal subscribe button, there's an option to mark Prime. That's exactly it. That's that checkbox I was just mentioning there, that Ten Glucci was mentioning to you, and I also just mentioned it to you. In fact, let me show you here. Let me get into my own Twitch. Oh no, I can't show you because I don't have that in my OBS. I learned that lesson once. Don't do anything that's not in OBS if I'm streaming. So like I said, the subscribe button there, the purple button at the just below the bottom right hand corner of your Twitch viewing screen, you'll see something that says subscribe with a little star over to the left and a down button or a down drop down there to suggest that. And you should see it in there. Okay. Okay. No, you don't have to unsubscribe to them first, especially on Twitch Prime. Twitch Prime is a month-to-month deal. So if you had more than a month after them, then if you have more than a month since you subscribed to somebody else last with your Twitch, then Twitch Prime, I should say, then you're free to send that Twitch Prime subscription anywhere you please. Okay, you don't have to be unsubscribed to anybody. You can subscribe to as many channels as you want, but there's only one channel that can get your Twitch Prime subscription per month. Once that is committed, it's in there for 30 days, and after those 30 days are up, Twitch is fairly good about reminding you when your subscription is ready to run out, and you have a chance to go pick it up and either go with a paid option, or that is if you want to use your Twitch Prime someplace else, your freebie that you get with Twitch, I should say, if you're a Prime member. But anyway, there's our first ad break, and even before we go in, to take a look and see how my Flames are doing in their playoff push, because they want to make the Final Four in the entire league in order to get promoted back up to Diamond where they belong. But while we heard that alarm there, that tells me that it's time for our very first ad break. So let's go ahead and do just that, and we will be back in just a little over a minute once we hear this word from our sponsors. Please stay tuned. See you in a bit. Okay, folks, here we are back from the break. I'm getting ready to jump in, and we have a sim just about ready to come in. We'll see how revealing this sim is because we're going to have, I hope, some nice stuff to show you. So once we get in there, we'll see what our record is so far in the postseason, and that will give me an idea. That if I have at least 3 wins in my win column, then I'm getting promoted back to Diamond. And take a look at it. I have 4 wins in my win column. Okay, and this sim coming in, and look who I'm playing. I'm playing the top seeded in this conference, London Knights, former Diamond League champions. Okay, they've been to Perfect League, and they're down in my gold conference. So I'm playing against them for a shot in the World Series here in gold, which means I've won promotion to Diamond already. Because I won my division series, I had to have swept it 3 games to zip in order to be at 4 in zip right now. Because it looks like this game right here, this 3-2 extra inning affair against the London Knights in their ballpark, they have home field advantage because they were the higher seed. They were the 1 seed, I was the 2 seed. I took game number 1. Let's see how game number 2 works out. I'm hoping to go up 5 zip in this conference final. So let's see. Let's see. Hero Driver, found it. Okay, thank you so much for your subscription. Look at, I'm up 5 zip. And Hero Driver, you know what that means if you've been paying any attention in this stream. Anytime a subscription comes up, I have to sing to them. Okay, you ready? Because
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
And yes, Hero Driver 6068, you are the best. And thank you so much for your subscription and supporting the Old Farts channel. We greatly appreciate the support. Okay? So serenaded by me? Yeah, of course serenaded by me. Because I do have a music degree after all, even though I kind of lip sync to that pre-recorded little thingy. But I could go, you're the best. Okay, no, that's not even the right key. You're the best around. Nothing, I can't even get up that high. That's why I don't sing it live. Because I don't have the pipes that I used to have in my younger years when I could go falsetto a little bit easier and I could make it up into the stratosphere a little bit. But now I'm lucky to get a high A out when I have to hit the high A in the Hallelujah chorus. Little George Friedrich Handel. Whenever, let's see, the basses come in with, and he shall reign forever and ever. And then I come in with a, and he shall reign. Okay, so I can hit that A. So that's about as high as I can go these days. But anyway, out of that piece of work and into this piece of work, because it looks entirely like I may be going into a World Series with a home field advantage because we have a travel day off after we had the first 2 games at the London Knights ballpark and I won both of them. Okay, so we're coming back to my ballpark after a travel day. And I've been doing pretty good. In fact, I am undefeated in this postseason. Let's look at the league playoff tree and see who's doing what. Okay, here's our playoff tree, and I'm over here on this side of life. The wild card round started out with the Winston-Salem Spirits from the BFF Friends group. They fell to the Woongjin Gomanaru, who fly under Korean flag. They lost to them 2-0, got swept in the wild card series by Woongjin. Then Montreal Oil Barons, who came in second in my division, they swept their wild card round against the Boca Raton Turtles. So anybody who did not make it to these final four ends up getting to spend another season in gold, at least one more season. But London Knights, my current opponent, took out Woong Jin 3-1 in their division series. So that division series win promoted them to Diamond. My 3-0 knockdown of the Montreal Oil Barons, they got a sweep in their wild card, but they ended up, you live by the sweep, die by the sweep. They died by the sweep, and I got them 3-0. In fact, I am so far undefeated in the postseason at 5-0, and London looks like they are now 3-3 because they haven't won anything since this third game here in the division series, and they've lost 2 more in addition to the one that they lost to Woong Jin. So they are now 3-3. I am 5-0. I'm going to try to get my this particular account's very first World Series trophy. They do not have a World Series trophy in their resume. In fact, my third team, my PAX only Wildcats, are the only team of my 3 accounts that have won a World Series trophy. So, okay. Aha. Okay. Cubs fan 23 Steve. Okay, oh, you were talking about my live singing? Okay. Well, like I said, after all, I do have a music degree. I'm somewhat classically trained, but I also have a little bit of a lead singer in a pop group thing in my resume. From way back in the day. I used to sing lead for an outfit. In fact, for a couple of different outfits, I used to sing lead, including one of them in high school and another one in my college days. But that's neither here nor there. So I am leading the London Knights, former Diamond League champions, 2-0 in this gold. What is it? Gold 334 is the league, this World Series race. Now over here, the Bacnin Dotoris, I'm not so sure about these guys. I think they fly under Korean flag also. Let me double check here by clicking in on their team. And what do we see? Yes, there's a Korean flag up there in the corner. So they are also a Korean-based team, or so they claim to be. And they were actually the 2nd seed in the entire league. They were ahead of me by 1 game. So they are the 2nd seed in the entire league. But so if they make it to the World Series, and I make it to the World Series, then they are going to have home field advantage. So I'm really hoping that they don't make it. They're 98-64. I was 97-65 in my particular record for my team. You see that up here in the very, very top line. I ended up 97-65, a little bit shy of 100 wins. So the Baccanin Dotoris, they came in a game ahead of me in the overall standings. So they were the top seed in the entire AC. I was the 2nd seed in the entire AC. London Knights are the top seed. I'm sorry, not AC, NC. I'm in the NC. So the London Knights were the top seed because they were like what, 11 games ahead of me? I mean, like it was ridiculous. Take a look at the overall standings here, and you'll see where London ended up. Yeah, I was 97-65. The London Knights ended up with 11 more games in the win column than I had. So they were the top seed, and right now I'm whomping them 2-0. So we will see how long, if that holds, and hopefully over the course of the stream we'll be able to keep up with things. But in the meantime, I would dare say it's about time to go take a look at my theme team and see what's cooking up with them, okay? Because we know we got a playoff race going here. We've already won promotion to Diamond, so we're tickled to see all the positivities happening, and especially with a 5-0 playoff record, we'll take that one any day of the week. All right, so let's jump out of here. Might get to take a look at a longer running tournament, possibly. Let's take a look. Oh no, they're simulating right now. Okay, I think we can take a look at them later. So let's get ready to go jump over to see my theme team and take a look at the treasury that I've got here. I'm loading myself up for bear so that I can buy myself an El Primo card that costs a bundle. I'm looking to spend about $250,000 on a card. If one comes up that looks tasty enough and fits my needs, then we will see about purchasing them and getting ourselves, perhaps maybe a little late, but let's see if we can do what we used to do back in Perfect Team 21. We actually made it to Perfect League in Perfect Team 21, but only after Perfect Team 22 went live. Okay, so I didn't really count that one as a real deal. I did make it to Perfect League, but not in the live game cycle. That's been my goal ever since then, is to try to make Perfect League during a live game cycle. I didn't make it in 22, and it doesn't look like I'm going to make it in 23 either, because the game cycle starts on Tuesday or Friday, depending on whatever version of the game you are in. So anyway, we got that, and we're going to see what's going on with my theme team, okay? I got to take another quick look here. Hang on a second, please. Yes, Hero Driver got it. Yes, he got it. He got it to work. So beautiful. Okay. All right, let's see here. We're going to look at team number 2. Oops, hang on a second. I got my caps lock on, which is going to screw up my password if I leave it on. Doesn't matter on the username, but the password, it counts as everything. Okay. Ooh, I got some Ace of Iron that I need to spam, so let's go see what they're up to. This one was kind of exhilarating and heartbreaking at the same time. Because if you were on yesterday's stream, you saw where I really seemed like I was really far out of the playoff picture. It changed over the course of the day. Let's see how it changed. Because this is kind of cool. And I stayed up late last night, sitting on the edge of my chair. That's EVC and NYC, okay? Take a look at my record. There was a 3-way tie for the final wild card slot. A 3-way tie at 86 and 76. 86 and 76. Okay? I was tied with EVC and NYC's Fernando Maniacs. And I was also tied up with these guys. Down here, you look and see, there we are. I was tied also with the Chicago Jays, owned by J17. I think I'm trying to remember the Discord name for that guy. I think it's Skodex or something like that. Skodecs. That's his Discord name. But over in OOTP, he's known as J17. I ended up having to play him in the first play-in game of the 3-way tie that we suffered here at the end of the regular season. All three of us were 86 and 76. After the first play-in game, I won that one in kind of thrilling fashion. And then I got to come up and play EVC and NYC, and that was another good thriller. And I think I ended up only getting beat 2-0. So EVC and NYC got to make it to the playoffs, and just by the hair on a rat's ass, I did not make it. It was really close. But how did I even get back into the playoff picture? Let me show you how I got into the playoff picture. Right here, I have to go back into September to show you this. Take a look right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wins in a row. That put me right up into the thick of the wild card race. 4 losses here kind of held me back. Then I got myself another win here on the road. And going into October, I lost the other 2 games in that ballpark. So that's where I got to beat the Jays 4-3. It was a really, really exciting ball game. I had to come up with 2 late runs in order to win the first play-in game. And here you can see, there's my 2 runs that I had here in the bottom of the 8th. I was down 3-2 until I got this. Who was it? Ernie Lombardi came through for my boys, my Redders, and hit a 2-run shot against Jeff Reardon, okay, who was playing on the Chicago Jays. So anyway, that 2-run shot propelled me into the second play-in game against EVC in NYC. And that one, if you looked a little bit closer, was a 2-0 extra inning loss. There's the full picture. I was talking about this yesterday. That's the full picture of Fernando looking up at his grip, okay? And EVC, in part of it, his small logo has only the face of Fernando with the eyes rolling up. It looks like Fernando's giving you a good old eye roll, but no, he's looking up at his grip. So that's what that is. But EVC and NYC, GG's to you, and good luck in the playoffs. Hope that you're going to do well and go out there and do some nice stuff. Okay, so EVC and NYC knocked me off 2-0. Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield hit a 2-run double off of my Diamond Waite Hoyt. I don't have the perfect Waite Hoyt yet. I'm still shopping around for him. But if I happen to find one, I will be picking him up and beef up my pitching staff a little bit, because right now, see, I started out with the gold Waite Hoyt, and I ended up upgrading to the diamond because I couldn't find the perfect. I was going to skip the diamond and go straight to perfect if I could, but I could never find any perfect Hoyts up for sale. So anyway, Ernie the Schnoz, you bet your booties. Yep. Hero Driver, have you ever been to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati? If you've ever been to GABP here in Cincinnati, there are 3 statues directly in front of the stadium. In fact, 4 statues directly in front of the stadium. 3 of them in a line that are pointed in a direction, if you're looking at the ballpark, directly down the middle. Joe Nuxhall is the furthest away. He's on the pitcher's mound. He's just pitched a ball. He's in his follow through. He has just pitched. Frank Robinson is up at the plate. And who is behind the plate but Ernie the Schnoz, Ernie Lombardi behind the plate. Now you might say, why isn't Johnny Bench there? He has a spot of his own over by the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum. There's like a little bit of a breezeway entry in between parts of that building, parts of the Reds Hall of Fame building and the museum and their gift shop. There's like a breezeway walk through underneath there, and that's where JB is. So JB is immortalized in bronze at that particular juncture. It's a little bit south of the main entrance where you get to see Nuxie pitching, Frank Robbie at the plate, and Lombardi catching. Also in front of the stadium, over to the left, as you're looking at those 3 guys lined up with Lombardi the closest to you, then Frank Robinson up at the plate, then Joe Nuxhall the furthest away. If you go off to your left of that particular view, you will see with his cut off sleeves exposing his mighty biceps, Big Ted Kluszewski. Okay, I do mean Big Ted is in there. So he's just a little bit to the left. Now, outside the immediate perimeter of the ballpark, you have a couple of other trophies. or a couple of other statues, I should say. They should make trophies out of them. A couple of other statues to immortalize classic Reds. You've got yourself a Joe Morgan statue of him sliding into a base, feet first, I do believe. And then another one of Pete Rose sliding into a base, head first. The Pete Rose statue, I believe, is the one that's closest to the perimeter of the ballpark. And the Joe Morgan statue is out at the street corner just a little bit north of the Pete Rose statue. But they're both there in the same block, or same half block, I should say. And if you ever make it to Great American Ballpark, yep. Okay. Ha ha ha! Oh, I'm also a tour guide. Have you ever been there though, Hero Driver? Have you ever been there? Oh, you say unfortunately not. No, but you have to get there someday. You have to get there someday because it is one of the nicer new parks around, and they have some really fantastic food options there too. So I can't say good enough about those folks. But anyway, okay. Oh, I got another sim coming in. But these guys aren't going to be doing anything because my Redders are knocked out by EVC and NYC's Fernando Maniacs, which is Fernando Valenzuela and his teammates. Okay. Anybody who was ever a teammate of Valenzuela gets to be on that theme team. Okay. By virtue of that teammatesmanship, I guess you would call it. I don't know the right word. I just made that up. But the Fernando Maniacs knocked me out in the last play-in game, and the three-way tie for the wild card was thus decided. So I get to come back and try again in silver. I thought I was going to be sticking around silver without even a prayer of making it to the playoffs, but that 13-game winning streak propelled me into at least the talk of the league, and getting some cred, some street cred for a possible playoff run that just wasn't going to happen. I needed a little bit more oomph, a little bit longer, and before we got to Saturday's action, because take a look right here. I'll show you. Look at the info. Look at my months. I had a 0-1 March, 14 and 12 April, 11 and 15 May, 11 and 16 June, 15 and 10 July, 15 and 13 August. Would anybody have ever predicted out of that mess I would have a 20 and 7 September? They just went absolutely berserk in September. But then, as you saw, towards the end of September and going into October, not so good. Not so good. The only game that I won was the first play-in game with the Chicago Jays. So, anyway, that's what the theme team was looking like. Let's look at the rest of the league here a little bit and see who's doing what in the playoffs. We'll look at the playoff tree. Okay? So if we start here in the wild card, there's EVC and NYC and his Fernando Maniacs. They got beat by How the West Was Won. This How the West Was Won team won my division. And they knocked out the Fernando Maniacs 2-1 in the wild card round. Now, the reason there's a division winner here is because there's only room for 2 seeds to get a bye. And this division winner was the third best division winner, so they, by virtue of that, had to go through the wild card round, and they did barely, 2-1 over EVC and NYC and his Fernando Maniacs. How the West Was won? They are managed by, look here, Bagialisk. Bagialisk is their manager, and they came to the division series and got to play the St. Louis Cardinals in the theme team community, and they are managed by Cullen MC. So Cullen MC swept How the West Was Won in the division series. So here they go. So it's only going to be the top 4 teams that get promoted from silver to gold. St. Louis and Cullen MC, their owner, are going to be moving on to gold come tomorrow morning. The Dominicanos theme team, owned by, guess who? EVC and NYC. He has two theme teams in silver. This team made it to the conference finals, okay? So EVC and NYC's Dominicanos team, they're in this half of the conference finals, and they are doing a little bit less than desired. They're down to the Cardinals 2-1. But they did, before that, knock out the Bay Area Legacies, who made it out of the wild card round. Bay Area Legacies are owned by Hardwick Dawn, okay, otherwise known as Monterre Dawn in Discord and also in some other venues. Okay, Monterre Dawn is the dude. Hardwick Dawn is the manager name here. So he took out the Sega Sonic and Knuckles theme team. And this is a really cool theme. Kip owns them. He has a couple of teams in the Silver Theme League. Speedy lineup and knuckleball pitchers. That's what they mean by the team name. Sonic, Sega Sonic, and Knuckles. So that's kind of a cool theme to have for your theme team. And they're sitting in the conference finals, and right now they be leading, or they actually fell to the Dominicanos of EVC. So the Bay Area Legacies, owned by Kip, didn't quite make it. They got knocked out 3-1, and right now the Dominicanos of EVC are losing to those Cullen MC owned St. Louis Cardinals. Over here, the Midnight Specials, trying to ride the wild card magic all the way to the Silver World Series. Now, the half-century Bucks were the top seed in the entire conference. Midnight Specials took them out 3-1. Okay? After the Midnight Specials knocked out the San Francisco Tenderloins. Okay? Oh, Kenny Official says his Braves... His Braves Stadium is nice. Yes. I can't deny that. It's a little bit newer than Great American. But the San Francisco Tenderloins are owned by Greasy Frank. He's got another team, I think, that's called the Greasy Franks, if I remember right. But San Francisco is his theme team. The Half-Century Bucks are owned by Half Bucks. Okay? Flying under a Canadian flag, if you see that flag there in the upper right-hand corner of the team bubble. Arclics Illiterates, owned by Archlick, or one, it's either Arclick or Archlick. They also made it into the playoffs, but they, I think, kind of fared kind of badly. They did win their first game, or their first series, over Will Clark's theme team. And the Will Clark team is owned by Zargian 3, okay? And the whole theme is Will Clark and cognates, first, middle, or last name. Admiral Relativity is Zargian 3. So we all know that person in Discord, Admiral Relativity, okay? So that, in a nutshell, is how we're looking in these Silver 287 playoffs. And I just barely missed the playoffs, just by like a hair's breadth, just hardly any difference at all. We had to have 2 play-in games to settle a 3-way tie for the last wild card slot. So we'll jump over and take a look at the third team in a little bit, and then we'll start doing some historical happenings. But in the meantime, that was our alarm to go to our next ad break, so be sure to hang on, because we'll need you to stick around for another minute after this word from our sponsors, and we'll appreciate you sticking around, because that way, stick around, you get your drops, okay? See you in a few, and catch you in a minute or so, okay? Okay, folks, we are back, and I was doing a little bit of activity off screen here and trying to get myself spammed into a third quick tournament slot, so I have all 3 of my slots filled up. Let's get out of here and we'll go visit our third team, our PAX only Finneytown Wildcats. And we'll see how close they came to falling down from bronze back down to iron, because it hasn't been that long ago they spent several seasons in iron and got promoted up to bronze. So I need to start spamming iron best of 5 quicks here. So there's 1 filled up. Got 13 more slots there before that one's before that will allow me to move on to the next one that I can spam. And I'm close to another pack. Okay, but you see that this team is the most pack rich of any of them. We started out yesterday's pack rip with over 100 packs. I believe it was like 102 packs that this team had at the beginning of yesterday's pack rip. And there were some lucrative sales in there, including, I'm trying to think, 1 or 2 perfect cards. I forget. I knew that there were 2 on one account, and I'm pretty sure it was this account that had 2 different perfect cards, but they were both live perfects, and they both ended up getting sold, and that financed most of these 39 packs that you see there. And they're not all standard packs, because you would think 2 perfect cards, that's 40K, that's enough to buy 40 packs. Except for one little reality here. I didn't spend all my money on standard packs. Okay, let's go in and see what I spent my money on. And you see right there, I spent my money, 48K of my money, on 1 perfect pack. Okay, I invested in a perfect pack so I would not have another 48K in treasury, enough to buy 48 more standard packs. I used that so I wouldn't be over inundated with packs. But take a look. Look at all these golds and silvers in here. This team, if you remember from yesterday's stream, we got a whole crap ton of missions done. That's where all these gold and silver packs came from, was from finishing up missions. So yeah, I was really pack rich even before I bought the perfect pack. Once I saw all the number of packs that I had, and it was time for me to start buying packs again with whatever I had left, first thing I did was go out and buy a perfect pack. So, okay. It's a shame we won't be doing Call Your Shot. Yeah, I see what you're talking about there, Hero Driver. We don't do Call Your Shot on this channel because that one is exclusively the property of one Mr. Dishnet 34, and we gladly allow him that latitude. I've been given 25 standard packs a week that I can give out, and as such, that's my limit. So I can only give out those 25 standard packs a week, but we will be giving them away here in a little over an hour. Okay. So please stay tuned for that particular point in the proceedings, and you'll see whether or not you can walk out of here with 25 standard packs before we raid over into Nersha Bainco, who should be up and ready to run at 5 p.m. But I will check to see if he is live first. So we see here my PAX only Wildcats came in kind of poorly. They ended up 12 games under 500. How did that stand in the league? We have to look at the promotion relegation to see just how close they came. 2 spots and 2 games above the drop zone. 75 and 87 versus 73 and 89. That's 2 games of difference between me and the top relegation spot. Not good. Not good. But then again, this team hasn't been that long ago that they were in iron. Let's see how long ago that was. I'll go to my managerial record here. you'll see, okay, this was our second consecutive season in bronze. So after we won an Iron World Series, this one is my only one of my 3 accounts or 3 teams that has won World Series. We started out winning a Stone World Series. We won a Bronze World Series and got sent up to silver for a bit. We even made it up as high as gold once until the rest of the cards kind of passed us by, and this team being packs only fared very, very poorly as a result. And every time that they would end up getting sent down, then they'd end up getting sent down again because of all the strength that people were going out and getting from not being held accountable to a packs only standard, right? So anyway, we have only those 3 World Series on any one of my 3 accounts, but we do get to stick around in bronze for one more season. It looks like I just barely hung on both seasons that I've been up in bronze. Okay, 75 and 86, 76 and 86, I'm sorry, 75 and 87 this year. 1 game difference, but about the same difference in terms of relegation. I mean, like I just barely escaped the drop zone. So I'm really thankful that, okay, we're going to be back in bronze again. No big deal. Besides, this game cycle is coming to an end, and I'm thinking that perhaps my second and third teams, including possibly not my theme team, but at least this team you're looking at right here, they're definitely going to be ghost shipping, because I'm going to be pouring my time and my efforts and my blood, sweat, and tears into Perfect Team 24 once it kicks off for me on Tuesday. 2 more days before I can get in to Perfect Team 24 and start using them at the beta level. So I will be looking at them. Okay. Oh, Hero Driver can remember when Rich started it way back in the day. Aha. I'll be darned. Okay. See, I've only been around since Perfect Team 21, so my hat's off to you, Hero Driver. Yeah, so yeah, you're the man. You've got the wherewithal and the time and everything that you've invested in this game. But isn't it a great game anyway? Regardless of how many years you do it. This is only my 3rd game cycle that I'm in right now. I started in about the 9th week of Perfect Team 21. Then I was all the way through 22. And I've been all the way through 23. So this is my 2nd complete game cycle that I'm working my way through. And another point is that you remember that when OOTP lost its back-end provider, they had to shut down OOTP 22 earlier than they would have hoped to have to do, because the back-end provider was shutting up its shop and getting out of that particular business. And OOTP had to find a new back-end provider, and that's why Perfect Team 23 or OOTP 23 was late coming out of the gate with its initial version. It was because they had to reprogram the whole damn thing to match another back end, because you can only program as good or strong as your back end infrastructure goes. So Amazon, who owned the old back end system, they had unlimited pockets. They could do all kinds of stuff. So they poured all that money into their back-end pass-through concept for providing games for people to play, or the wherewithal for gaming companies to provide their game online to its users. Okay, Amazon, with its bottomless pockets, they had great infrastructure. I think the new back-end company is perhaps a little bit less as strong in technology as Amazon would have been. So that's why they had to reprogram everything in order to make Perfect Team 23 work. And my hat is off, speaking of getting the hat off, to Marcus and his crew, that they did a marvelous job. And even just trying to keep up with the Joneses, like MLB The Show came out earlier. other baseball games came out earlier. OOTP wasn't going to come out until it was ready to put out a quality product, and they pretty much got the job done and did nothing but make improvements over the rest of the year. So we ended up on the correct foot, and we get to stay with this new back-end provider, provided they don't go out of business. But I don't see that happening either. So, okay. Yep, too much time. Yep, it will hook you. I can't say that one enough. Okay. Okay, we've taken a look at all three of our teams, and I think we can take a look now at one of the cool things that I found inside a StatHead. And I think you'll like this little feature. And while we're in StatHead, then I'll mention the new feature that I'm hoping to introduce 1 week from today if we get enough interest. If we don't get enough interest, then it won't happen. I'll probably do something else with StatHead. But what I was wanting to do was to offer you folks some input into how you would like me to use StatHead for your own benefit. And we were going to have a StatHead query of the week. We'll talk more about that in a moment. Let's go ahead and make it over to StatHead. Let me jump into OBS and make sure that I'm on the right screen. Yes, I am. I am in the right place. Okay, now, this is what Baseball Reference's main website looks like. StatHead is the statistical side of Baseball Reference. It's the drill down into the database kind of thing. Okay? Now, they usually on the Baseball Reference homepage, they highlight 12 historical players, or historical and or present players. Up here, who do we have? Dan Ford. Haven't seen or heard from him in a bunch of days. Who's this guy? Bob Boyd. This fellow, Orlando Hudson. We're getting into more recent memory, but now we have to jump way back to Steve O'Neill here. That's Cliff Melton, another old-timer. Red Ryan from the old Negro Leagues, okay? Here, with a Reds hat, Art Fromm, okay? Then here, Cy Perkins, another Negro Leaguer. Newt Allen, remember when I pulled his card yesterday on stream? I remember that one pretty well. Newt Allen from the Negro Leagues. Dick McAuliffe, iconic Detroit Tiger. Another Negro Leaguer, Leroy Morney, okay? Leroy Morney there. And then this fellow, he's the least known of the three DiMaggio brothers. Dom and Jolton Joe and Vince. And I understand from OOTP trivia that they all three got to play in the same ballpark over time, which is kind of cool, I think. But down here, you look down through the pages here on baseballreference.com's homepage. They've got a trending players page, kind of like trending tweets on Twitter. They have trending players that come up in queries. Okay. Then recent MLB debuts. Okay. You get to see some players that recently made it. Down here, in memoriam. In memoriam, baseball personages who have recently gone on to another plane of existence. It's a very, very interesting little piece of website work here that they have, supported by this massive database that is made up of nothing but baseball stats and stats about players and where they're born and that sort of thing. I found out that you can go in by state and find out what major league players have been born in that state. Okay? Which is fair enough. So yeah, that's one way of going about trying to find where players might fit into a certain theme. If you're based like my theme team is, based on where you were born and raised in the Cincinnati area, or whether or not you were born and raised here in this area, the 8-county metro area, I'd have to go in and look town by town within the state, and the town names are presented alphabetically. Like if I knew, like for example, Alexandria in northern Kentucky, I would go there first because they would appear first alphabetically. So I'd look for major league players born and raised in Alexandria, Kentucky. That's one a way of going about it. So if you know your map and you know your town names, then you can find the list of towns within a given state that you can look for certain players. And it won't be just major leaguers. It might also be some minor leaguers that never made it up to the major league level. But here we get into StatHead, and I showed this off yesterday. I thought this was really, really cool. Do we have a brand new follow? PCP saved my life. Okay, haha. PCP saved your life? Okay, glad to hear that, PCP. Thank you so much for your follow. You should be follower number 866 on the channel. We were up to 866 once, but kind of fell back a little bit. So thank you for your follow. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. See, now I'm on the StatHead page, or the baseball reference page, and I got an alert. First time I got here on like, what was it, the Saturday before, the Wednesday before, this. It was just this past Wednesday. I was trying to pull something together to show you guys something in StatHead, and I was really bonking myself. I mean, like, it was one great big oof moment where I had epic fails after epic fails after epic fails, and I just could not do it the right way. And that's when I made my mind up that, okay, no more throwing stuff together at the last minute. We're going to practice stuff out and make sure that it's ready to fly for prime time. And lo and behold, when we did yesterday's stream, this page worked beautifully, and it's continuing to work beautifully today. Okay? So I showed the same little query. They have a sample query here in Baseball Reference that asks the rhetorical question here: who hit the most extra inning home runs? And you can see that particular stat in StatHead if I click on this button. So here we go. We are going into StatHead, which is the drill down part of the major, I should say, Baseball Reference website. Okay, StatHead Baseball is the drill down piece of Baseball Reference. And who had the most extra inning home runs? Willie Mays. He had 21 of them. And here's how that query worked to give me this particular look. First thing that they had to do was, instead of finding single seasons, they're looking for careers. So if you look for careers, then you have to choose this choice up here: find combined seasons or careers matching criteria. Over here, single seasons matching criteria. Okay, so we're looking for careers over here. Now, they were looking for descending order on the search, which means the biggest number is going to be up at the top. And what are they sorting on? They're sorting on home runs. So they're going to show you the most home runs first. What about the what are the criteria for trying to make sure that it's extra innings? They have to choose the season gap, and for the entirety of the StatHead database, 1901 to 2022 pretty much sums it up. Okay, there is no 23 yet. They do have different eras here that you can look at, but if you're looking at the entire gamut of seasons covered in this database, that is the date range, 1901 to 2022. Now, the split type, they're saying they want to split things by inning. The first criterion is descending home runs. Now they're saying by inning. What type of inning? Look at this drop down here. Match any listed. First inning, second inning, third inning. You can go with individual innings, or this one down here, the one that's chosen, EXT innings, extra innings. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on, where was it? Yeah, extra innings right there. Okay, now look at all these split types that you can do. You don't have to go just by innings. Look at this wealth of options here. Season totals, platoon totals, home or away totals, first or second half totals, particular months, the game outcome for the team. Okay, I mean, it's incredible the number of splits that you have available to you here. And that's not the entire list. Down here underneath of versus ground ball, fly ball pitchers, they've got home run location, home run trajectory, the opponent, the game conditions, the ballparks, you can find this stuff shaked and baked so many ways that it defies imagination. So you can see, given the criterion that we have offered up to the search, I was choosing the split type was going to be innings, by inning. Okay. Oops, hang on. I want inning. And down here, the stat criteria, okay, the split was going to be extra innings. Okay? Then down here, the stat criteria total is going to be greater. I don't think I had anything here. Let me back up. Let's back up. Let's go back into StatHead because I clicked some stuff accidentally there. Okay, here we go. The query down here was, okay, choose greater than or equal to. Okay, that makes sense. But there's by inning, extra inning, and I'm choosing greater than or equal to total of the split only. Okay, so now take a look down here. They got some statistical filters they can allow you to run stuff through. Okay. All players, 9 times team. I don't know what that team G means, but look at all these splits, statistical filters that you can pull in. It's incredible, the breadth and depth of the stuff that you have available at your fingertips with this database. I love it. It just totally suits my personality to a T. And you can get a $25 discount on a StatHead subscription by using there's a discount code 25 OOTP23. $25 off using an OOTP23 code that starts with 25. Okay? That's the code that I use to get my $25 discount on this, to make this particular database really, really affordable, especially if I break it down on a month-by-month basis. I paid for it all at once. I tried to time it so that this once-a-year payment would not hit the same time as another thing that I get a once-a-year payment for, like Amazon Prime or something like that, or ESPN Plus I pay for by the year, that sort of thing. I also pay for my background music by the year. I pay Pretzel an annual subscription, which means I get a break on the overall price, but I try to make sure that no two of those things hit on the same month. So that's how this old fart with nothing but his Social Security income and fixed at that as a backup source of funds, then that's basically it. We have a little bit in savings, we have a little bit in checking, but the Social Security is what the wife and I live off of month to month, and we do well. Very, very well. In fact, we're able to save some extra money most months, but that's another story. So I am able to spend a little bit of money every now and then, like this stuff here, to help pique my interest and possibly also, hopefully, to pique yours as well. Because getting back to that theme that I was wanting to go to, starting a week from today, in my Discord, I'm going to give you a link to my Discord in the chat, okay? Yes, it will say, hey, had the most extra inning home runs in Major League history. Yep. So, anyway, okay, I need to put an exclamation point in front of that. Let's try that again. Okay, exclamation point Discord. Okay, here we go. There's the link to my own personal Discord channel. It is a verified Discord. You can go there, and I will have a new channel that I just started up yesterday called StatHead Query Requests. If you have a certain piece of info that you would like to have me try to mine for you out of StatHead, your query request might actually get chosen as the StatHead query or StatHead question of the week. I'm hoping to introduce that feature a week from today on my Sunday streams, is so that I use StatHead with an OOTP angle that the only reason that I require an OOTP angle is that you're going to be stating some sort of a goal inside of OOTP that is being served by your query request. Like say, can you find me teammates of this guy? Or can you find me anybody who was born in a given state? Okay, I can give you that. If you're trying to do a theme team especially, I can try to get you some of that pertinent info so that you have some idea of maybe how to go about looking for it if you ever get your own StatHead subscription. But the purpose of me doing that question of the week is to highlight one particular user in the channel per week and bring their question out to the forefront and show it being arrived at online using StatHead and baseball reference. So there again, if you got the time, you got the inclination, please make it over to the Discord where the link is right there in your chat, and look for that StatHead query requests channel. It's down towards the bottom, if not at the very bottom of my list of text channels. So anyway, that is available, and we will start using it if the interest is there. And if we have enough interest, then we will do a question of the week starting 1 week from today. And if we don't have the interest, we don't have the interest, but I'll still spend a little time showing off StatHead anyway. There's one other thing I want to show you today on StatHead, because after all, I'm streaming OOTP, not StatHead, okay? So that's one of the reasons that I need to have an OOTP angle, is because my major subject on these streams that I do is OOTP and not StatHead. So we'll spend a lot more time on OOTP than we will on StatHead. So that's why we need to have an OOTP angle. But I wanted to show you this next thing in case you're thinking about getting an MLB.TV subscription, possibly in conjunction with a StatHead subscription. Let me show you what that would get for you here. Bear with me just a moment while I get there, because I need to get out of this tab and back to the original. And I'm going to go down here to the bottom of the page. This is the Baseball Reference homepage that has a little bit of a site menu down here at the bottom. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's their full site menu. And they have something called a Stream Finder. Okay, let's go to that Stream Finder page, because this page rocks my socks. Okay, the Stream Finder is an application that allows you to customize how you view baseball by prioritizing the content you want to watch, similar to the NFL Red Zone channel, but for Major League Baseball. If there are certain players you don't want to miss, or if you would like to see at-bats and pitches from your fantasy team, the Stream Finder will help make sure that you don't miss the action. All you need to do is set your priorities, click Launch Video, then the Stream Finder will do the rest by automatically switching to the game that meets your highest priority at that given moment. Is that cool or what? Okay, here's how it works. Here are the requirements for how to use this Stream Finder. Okay, it can take up to 5 seconds to load the game after the tab is launched. Full screen mode in MLB.TV cannot be maintained. You have to have a subscription to MLB.TV to make this Stream Finder work. Okay, that's the important thing. The most important single piece of this whole thing to make that Stream Finder work is a subscription to MLB TV, and you have it linked up with your StatHead subscription. Okay, in the StatHead website, if you have your MLB.TV subscription linked in, then you have the capability of all this cool stuff. And take a look at this. They allow you 50 different priorities and whether or not to switch immediately when one of them kicks in. And here they put in some samples for you. They want to see if somebody's throwing a no-hitter through 7 innings, switch immediately, okay, if you want it, if you so want it. A miscellaneous thing, looking for position player pitching, That is, if you've exhausted, the team has exhausted its pitching staff, and they're now putting position players in there to pitch, let's go switch over to them. Switch immediately or switch whenever MLB.TV feels like switching you over. That sort of thing. That's what the switch immediately means. It'll take you directly to the action instead of waiting on the AI to make a decision for you. Looking to see whenever Mike Trout comes up to the base, or up to the plate, I should say. When Fernando Tatis comes up to the plate. Aaron Judge comes up to the plate. Jacob DeGrom makes it out to start pitching. Okay? So yeah, that's what all of that is. And you once you set a priority, you can trash it just as easy by hitting the trash can. If you don't want to use that priority anymore, trash it. Come up with another one. Okay? And you can move priorities up and down the priority list. This, obviously, number one, top priority. Okay? So it's very, very cool how this works. So, okay, it's a boatload of fun. It's a boatload of fun. And now, after Bally Sports Ohio is forced by bankruptcy protection to have to divest their interest in the baseball games, which I'm pretty sure they're going to have to do eventually, then MLB is primed and ready to take advantage of that, and the games will be available. My Cincinnati Reds games will be available on MLB.TV. And I can use MLB.TV and this together. Oh, baby, what a powerhouse of options. And I mean, like, you could go totally, absolutely freaking nuts with stuff in here. So, yeah, I love the Stream Finder and the whole concept of it, okay? They look at that. They have some other stuff here. A championship leverage index to include or not include. If a batter is on deck with less than 2 outs, switch to the game immediately or wait until the player's at bat. Ooh. Delay. Time between MLB's game day feed and MLB TV broadcast feed. You have options aplenty. But the biggest set of options is right here, setting your priorities for viewing baseball content with an MLB.TV subscription. You don't have to flip channels. This thing will switch for you. It will flip stuff for you. Okay? It is so absolutely freaking cool. I mean, like, I just cannot overstate how this is. And I'm just getting started scratching the surface on what this website can do. Okay? I'm just showing it to you guys so you can evaluate on your own. Is this worth my time? Is this worth my money? I can tell you right now, for this old fart, it damn well sure is worth my time and it's worth my money. So yeah, I'm loving it to pieces. Loving it to pieces, and I still don't have any idea of all the features inside of this game. So the biggest thing going for me here is if I get down here to the site menu, okay? The full site menu, I get a little bit of a flavor about what I can get into. I can go in to take a live look at the Reds, or I can do a little bit of an historic look. Let me go back to the Baseball Reference homepage, and you'll see 2 different ways to get to historical information. Okay? Now, if I want to go look for an active team, an active major league team, I go ahead and pick them out of the list. Like, I go ahead and pick the Reds, and it will pick. Okay, wait, I do need an option here. Okay, hang on a second. I guess I do need to have a player. Okay, for this particular thing, I can't just go by team. There's another way that I can go by team. So I can go to any given player that's currently on the Reds roster. Okay, I can go to any one of these guys. But StatHead's clicker up here at the top, if I go to that first, and let's say I go to season and career finders, I want to look for batters, and I'm looking for careers. I'm looking for careers. Okay, not single seasons, but careers. And I want to see who, for my single team, who's going to be the Reds. I'm going to look from 1882 to the present is the breadth and depth of this database. Okay, I'm looking at regular season only, not postseason at all. And instead of descending home runs, I want to see descending saves. Pitching stuff. I'm looking for saves. Where's saves? Saves. Where are you? Oh, I'm in the batting. I'm in the batting database, not the pitching database. Let's go ahead and look for home runs. Okay. Home runs. Who has the most home runs in a Reds uniform? So I'm looking at careers. I'm looking at home runs in descending order, any and all seasons. And I'm not picking out, I'm not cherry picking any leagues, and I'm not cherry picking any positions. Okay? So let me go ahead and I will pull the results based on what I've got in there so far. I'm looking for all-time home run leaders for the Reds, and they're the team that I've chosen. Okay? Let's see who has the most career home runs for the Reds. And take a look right there. With 389 Johnsons is Mr. JB. Johnny Bench is the career leader for the Cincinnati Reds in terms of home runs hit. Look right behind him, still active, Joey Votto, who I believe is in the final year of his contract. He may be wishing to either get an extension or maybe move on to another team at the end of this contract. We will see. Whatever the future holds and whatever the future brings. So Joey Votto is the second highest home run hitter in Cincinnati Reds history. He's even ahead of Frank Robinson. Frank Robbie down here in third place. So, yeah, it's a cool thing. Oh, and seeing Tony Perez here, fourth all-time. That's another statue that you can see around the front of Great American Ballpark. I told you where to, if you look down the line and you see Ernie Lombardi, then Frank Robinson at the plate, and Joe Nuxhall pitching the ball, and you see Big Clue over here at about 10 o'clock. If you look over here at about 2 o'clock or 2:30, a little bit further away, you will see Doggy Perez. Tony Perez has a statue in there too. And maybe one of the coolest things about all of these statues, they're all done by the same artist. He's a Cincinnati-based artist. His name is Tom Tuchia. I forget how to spell his name, but it's pronounced Tuchia. And he, every now and then you'll see a video of Tom in his studio working on the latest Reds statue that's going to be coming up for people to enjoy down at the ballpark. So, yeah, Tom Tuchia is the guy who he sculpts every single one of the Great American Ballpark area statues. Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, Joe Nuxhall, Frank Robinson, Ernie Lombardi, Big Clue, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan. Those are the 8 that I know about. Okay, if there are any more than those 8, I'm not aware of it. But in any way, let's see. We skipped an ad break, didn't we? Or did we? Yes, we did. We did kind of skip an ad break, but that doesn't matter to me. Let's go ahead and take an ad break right now. Ad break number 3, and then we will go straight into some historical challenges, and then we'll have our giveaway at the end of our historical challenges, okay? So let's go ahead, take ad break number 3, okay? And we will see you folks back here in just about a minute, and that'll be the last one of the day. We won't subject you to 4 today. We only gave you 3 yesterday. We'll give you 3 today. So in any event, please stay tuned for this word from our sponsors, and we will be right back. I will promise you that. See you in a bit. Okay, I spent some time getting out of StatHead and getting back into OOTP. And you see the OOTP screen from which we will start our first historical challenge. But I'm responding now to Hero Driver. He had some extra comments in there that I missed until now, talking about he's hoping that MLB will drop the blackout restrictions this spring. Don't count on it happening right away there, Hero Driver, and I'll tell you why. Is because Bally Sports, even though they are in bankruptcy protection, they still own the rights to broadcast the games. Okay? They still own the rights, even with the bankruptcy protection, because the bankruptcy protection provides them from creditors and some other things, trying to help them eliminate their debt while they restructure things a little bit. If they can find a financing partner to help them restructure their debt, then they would be probably reorganized enough so that they could continue broadcasting games and still having exclusive content, which means that we still have blackouts. So I think as long as Bally Sports still has their broadcasts working now, and they have the possibility of financing in the future, they will continue to broadcast. And only until then, when they are forced, if they can't find financing, the bankruptcy court will probably force them to start liquidating their assets. And one of their assets is the liquidation of the rights to broadcast games. And those rights to broadcast games, those are what cause the blackouts. Because Bally Sports started out, they paid a boatload of money for the exclusive right to broadcast those games, which means that if you have an MLB.TV subscription, you get Bally Sports games that for the teams that they broadcast, those are blacked out in those given areas. Okay? So only when Bally Sports, I believe, this is my personal belief, it's not 100% backed by fact, but it's my belief that if and when Bally Sports is forced to sell off its assets, then MLB will be prepared to swoop in and take it over, and people that are used to watching games on the MLB.TV website will be able to do so now with the addition of local games that had been blacked out before. Blackouts would go away entirely, I believe, if and when Bally Sports, and I think there's maybe one other provider, I forget who, that would be, if they are forced to give up their assets, then MLB.TV can offer that content without blackouts. I cannot wait for the day that those actually come to an end. And another thing about blackouts, and Bally Sports, I should say, the Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization meant another thing that I have been celebrating ever since I heard this fact. Bally Sports had to separate itself from its parent company. They are now a standalone entity, still under the Diamond Sports umbrella. See, all the Bally Sports regional sports networks operate under Diamond Sports, or something like this. Diamond's part of the name, at least, anyway. I forget the full name of it. Diamond used to be owned by Sinclair. Sinclair no longer owns Diamond. Diamond is a standalone entity, and Sinclair won't get another penny out of them ever. So that's the way I understand it anyway. So if Diamond/Bally can't find financing to restructure its debt, then yeah, I think you've got yourself a blackout getting ready to come to an end. Okay, or a series of blackouts ready to come to an end. But until then, Bally Sports is still operating, and I know that opening day, at least, I can watch opening day on a local channel because they have exclusive rights. It's the CBS channel of all the craziness, CBS WKRC, almost like WKRP in Cincinnati, the old radio fictional sitcom there. But WKRC is an actual TV channel here locally to the Cincinnati area, and it's channel 12. So they're the CBS affiliate, but they have the exclusive rights to show opening day ball games. So I'll be able to watch opening day, at least from the comfort of my own home. Otherwise, I'd have to go downtown or try to catch them on, like, say, a broadcast of the week or game of the week or whatever, perhaps on ESPN or Fox Sports that's not broken down regionally. It's a national Fox Sports network. If a Reds game is featured on any of these national venues other than Bally Sports or Diamond, then I could get to watch a Reds game then. Every now and then WGN that does Cubs games, they'll have a Reds game in there, and I might be able to watch something on the WGN side of life. Who knows? So there are some options open to me, but the Bally Sports thing I cannot wait to see go away. Time for us to get into some historical challenges, or maybe we call them hysterical challenges, because we only have about half hour left in the stream, which means we have about 20 minutes left to do some challenges. Let's go in and look at the historic games. And I decided that I'm going to start picking up the historical World Series simulations again in that is in Perfect Team 24, because the animations have improved so dramatically in Perfect Team 24. I cannot wait to be able to start doing, like, the 1927 Yankees, who are my still returning champs, though they've been on vacation lately. They would be up to play the next series challenger and to see if somebody else can knock them off and become the returning champion the following week. So anyway, I have chosen this era, that year in particular. It's already preset. We move on. There's Joey Burbs. I recognize that voice. Okay, now I hit this button here. That clicks both of them. Move on. Because I'm not interested in the base game and any aspects of the base game other than what it takes for me to earn a pack. So I'm going to say today's date, 20. Oops, hang on a second. Let's try 2023 0319. Because tomorrow is my granddaughter's birthday. Hey, and it's 4:33 p.m. That's the name of my game, and we're going to go there. Old Sparky Anderson, the 1970 Sparky Anderson's Pappy is my manager of the 1927 Yankees. It's my little tribute to Sparky Anderson. And I picked the Yankees from 1927 because they pump out those achievements. And it's achievements that can earn you a pack. Any one single achievement can get you the pack, and once you earn it, you can stop doing that team. Or that simulation, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to configure my continue button. Since I'm not interested in the base game, my only purpose here is to earn a pack through achievements. And I can get one pack per account every 72 hours. It's been 72 hours since my very last one on all three of my teams. So whatever I don't get done on stream today, I'll be able to get done after supper tonight. Okay. Grooving to that tune. While I'm waiting on the game to pick up its pace. Yep. Taking a little longer than usual today. Okay. Opening day is ready to happen. Let's play ball. Okay. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I forgot to hit the 1 week at a time thing. Oh, crap. Ha ha! Guess what? I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to stop this one. We're going to start all over again. I'm past the point of no return. I forgot to bring that drop down so I could choose a week at a time. It was giving me one game at a time. I was talking and not thinking. Sorry about that, folks. Let's try to get this right this time. So I'm not going to go through an entire season of 152 games, one game at a time. No, thank you. But you have that option open to you if you so wish. I just happen to not wish. Okay, and we keep on moving and keep on moving. Now I'm going okay, so I'm going to go 2023 0319. Let's try it again. 2023 0319. And it's now 4:36 p.m. 4:30 p.m. Okay. 4:36. Oh, I can't even see my buttons. That's what's going on here. 4:36 p.m. Okay, there we are. Take that one out. Okay, then down here, go once a month, virtual month. Now let's move on. Then I pick the Yankees. Sorry about the delay, folks. Okay, there we go. Now this time when I configure the continue button, I need to do it right. Okay. Uncheck everything. And this one coming up next is the most important one. Change this drop down. The top drop down goes to 1 week so that you simulate an entire week every time you do the continue button. Okay. So I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do an autoplay until the next game, which will take me faster up to opening day. So we'll do that. Little piece of techno going on there. Synthesizer riff. Okay. Oh, I can hear my wife out there in the kitchen beating metal spoons on the side of a pan. She's trying to get a spoon to empty up. I've been a pretty busy boy. I sliced up some freshly made Geta for breakfast this morning, fried it up, had it with some eggs for the wife and me. She had her 2 slices, I had my 1. And if you ever wonder about Cincinnati comfort food, otherwise known as Geta, Goetta, the recipe is in the foodie channel on my Discord. Okay, something else you can do on my Discord. Okay, let's see here. We are ready now to continue on. Let's play ball. So let's see how fast a week happens. There we go. 2 achievements in that week. Nothing in the terms of a pack. Okay. I keep going until I get a pack. And remember, you can only get 1 per account every 72 hours. So in order for me to get my stuff in, I go once on Sunday, once in midweek, 72 hours after my Sunday time. And that would be somewhere like, say, Wednesday evening through Thursday morning is when I do my midweek. And then that sets me up for another 72-hour window to the following Sunday. So I'm doing Sunday, midweek, Sunday, midweek, Sunday, midweek, like a broken record. Now I can depend on that regularity to get me 3 more packs for my next pack rip. Except right now, this team is looking pretty poorly because they're not pumping out any achievements. It's been like a whole month since they got their last achievement. And it's achievements that drive the pack winning stuff. Okay. Finally, a player of the week. Okay. Nothing that week. 1 week out of 7 or 8? Yikes. One achievement. Oh, there, I got my pack. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. Okay. That achievement right there, that on base drink, got me my pack. So I'm getting out of here. Let's go to the start screen. I think we have enough time to do one more before we do our 25 pack giveaway. Now I need to spam another ace or another iron best of 5 while I'm here. Oops, except that one's full. I gotta wait on the next one. So I'm not gonna wait here for that to happen. Let me go ahead and go to account number 2 and we'll go get their pack. Oops, hang on a second. And 2, okay, all right. I have to sit up a little bit and not lean back so far in the chair so I can see the actual buttons I'm hitting. Okay, now we're doing ace of iron. Oops, right down here is where I want to be. There we go. That should be 2 of them. Excellent. Okay. New historical game, or hysterical, depending on how you look at it. Okay, everything else is preset because of the last time I used it, which was on the other account. So I don't have to keep changing that every time I get into it. It's bringing in data, importing data so that it can play the game. Okay, bottom check mark, 2 of them. There we go. Next, 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 and here. Okay, 2023-03-19. And it is now 4:42 p.m. Okay. There's a reason that I do that, so I can tell the different games apart. In case I ever have to go back and replay anything. Like if my computer shuts down unexpectedly, I get a power glitch, my internet goes out, anything can happen. Okay, let me see here. Got 8 minutes left. Okay, now let's continue and configure this thing. Configure it right this time, dummy. Okay. Come on. My mouse is misbehaving here. Okay. Set that to a week. That's the most important one, is setting that week. Okay, so I will autoplay till the next game. That saves a little bit of time over the continue button. Oh man, what a day. I'm still catching up with my with the after the time change shenanigans. Mercy. I'm wanting to stay up later than I have a right to stay up. $11 o'clock nowadays feels just like 10 o'clock used to, and that means I've got another hour to go. Okay, here we go. All right, let me see if I can get myself a pack here pretty quickly and in good order. There was one time here, not too terribly long ago, I played and got a pack on my very, very first achievement. It was epic. I spent a grand total of maybe a minute and a half in that particular season. Nothing that week. Okay, nothing there. Okay, play. Okay, we got some achievements there, but still no pack. until I get that pack. All this stuff in the middle of the screen, it's nothing more than simple click-through stuff. Okay. Okay, nothing here. Keep going. Okay, keep moving. Yankees aren't having that good a season. They're all the way down in, oh, let's see, they're kind of between 3rd and 5th place. Suck City for them. Not like the real life 1927 Yankees did. They won something like 110 games out of 152. They were unreal.
Gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Saxophone. Okay, nothing here. Keep going. Narrowing that lead. They're getting close to taking it over. Streak. Okay, good. Oh, click through. Nothing that week. Excuse me. Click through this junk. Nothing that week. Come on, game. See some achievements. Nothing that week either. Crap. Come on, game. Okay, run streak. Okay, keep going. Okay, pitcher of the month was Wade Hoyt. Okay, still no pack. Come on, game. Let's go. Okay, nothing here. Caught me zoning out for a second. There's Babe Ruth's 400th home run. That always happens when it goes on this long. No pack yet. And here we are in October. We're getting ready to go into the postseason. It's still no pack. Well, if I don't get one at the end of this particular postseason, then I'll wait until later and then come back to team number 2 and we'll get that. We'll get to this this giveaway business here. The Giants, crosstown Giants, knocked out the Yankees 4 games to 1 in the World Series of 1927 simulated. Okay, we had an owner goal. Now let's go ahead. I can now do some fast forwarding. Now that the World Series is done, I can fast forward to December 4th, which is Hall of Fame voting. The last set of achievements available in a given cycle of a season. Last chance to get an achievement. And that would mean, by extension, last chance to get a pack. You'd have to try again and start all over again. Which does happen from time to time. Okay, there we go. No pack yet, so I'm going to have to come back to the second team later. And in the meantime, let's get ready. And what I'm going to do is take you back to this screen right here. And this is where we're going to do the giveaway. Up here in the upper left-hand corner, looking up where I'm pointing, you'll see the giveaway starting up there. You'll also see some prompts in chat. But up here is where you'll see the giveaway going, and once you see it appear up here, then you should be able to get into the giveaway by using one of 2 commands, but not both. exclamation point enter or exclamation point ticket. Don't do both, it'll kick you out. Don't put a number after the command like Stream Elements tries to tell you to do. They tried to tell you to put a number 1 there. No, don't do it. It'll kick you out as well. I wish I had control over that text, but I do not. So I have to warn you ahead of time. Exclamation point enter, and that's it. Exclamation point ticket, and that's it. One or the other, not both, okay? So let me get over to that particular part of the proceedings, and we will get ready to do us a giveaway, okay? And the winner of our giveaway, after the giveaway runs for a couple of minutes, it'll go a couple of minutes after I start up the timer. Sometimes the timer starts itself like 30 seconds out. I add 2 minutes to whatever it shows when I start the giveaway. So be ready. We are going to copy over last week's giveaway, and it uses the same graphic, the same text. So here we go. We are ready to start. Start right now, exclamation point ticket or exclamation point enter right now. Okay, you see up in the upper left hand corner, I'm going to wait until we get to 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the timer. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the timer will tell me that it's time to turn off the giveaway. But up here, you see it right now. The giveaway is in progress. We have 13 entries, 14, 16 entries. And the first minute has just elapsed, but I'm going to wait until it reads 2:40 before we shut down the giveaway. So if you want to win 25 standard packs, this is your chance to get them grabbed for yourself. We've had a number of repeat winners here lately, and nothing against the repeat winners. They're great people. Let's see if we can get some new winners in here this time, okay? I like seeing new ones come up. Okay. And I'm sure the repeat winners would love to see their own name come up themselves, but we will see. Okay, we have a little less than a minute left to go. We now have 50 seconds to go. 50 more seconds. At about 2:40, that's when we'll shut it off. We have 24 entries in the chat, which isn't too bad considering that we have 137 people in the channel right now. We have some people evidently ghost shipping or else just don't have a desire to acquire 25 standard packs. 24 people in now. Duckworth 92807 is the most recent one. Sean Sull is in there. Bizniff is in there. Boo Laba. Hey, there's a 25th entry, PJ9248. Good to see you in there. 25 entries and 4, 3, 2, 1. The giveaway is closed. The giveaway is closed. I'm sorry I didn't give you enough warning there to tell you that the countdown was ready to start, but Michia Pet was the last one in there. We have 26 entries, okay? So we are ready to draw us a winner of 25 standard packs courtesy of Out of the Park Developments. They give me these packs to give away to you folks every week. And here we're going to draw us a winner, and that winner is going to be Duckworth 92807. Congratulations, Duckworth. You have just won 25 standard packs courtesy of Out of the Park Developments. Now, Duckworth, what you want to watch out for, I'm going to go into Twitch now, and I need to send you a Twitch whisper. A Twitch whisper is like a private message inside of Twitch. You'll see it in one of two places. You'll either see a purple bar down towards the bottom of your Twitch screen, or you'll see a purple number next to like up in the upper right hand corner. You see where my picture is in that little tiny circle with my picture in it. And then you see what looks like there might be other stuff in between, but there's a box in there called Get Bits. Immediately to the left of the Get Bits box is a bubble, and if you hover over that, it says Whispers. You click on that, and you can communicate with me. What I need to get from you there is your OOTP manager name or your OOTP account name that you want your 25 standard packs sent to. Okay, so here we go. Just a moment. Let me see here. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I got to go back and find it. Okay, hang on. Where was it? I drew the winner. Where was it? Oh, Duckworth. Okay, hang on a second. I'm looking for Duckworth. In the chat. Hang on a second. Bear with me a second. We'll get him. Where's Duckworth? He had to be in there somewhere. I'm just missing him. There we go. There's Duckworth. Okay, Mr. Duckworth, I'm going to be send you. Oh, I'm sorry, or Ms. Duckworth. I don't mean to be sexist there, but Duckworth 92807. I'm going to send you a Twitch Whisper, and I'm going to be asking. Oh wait, it says block whispers from strangers. Okay, you have your privacy settings. Okay, I'm going to need for you to put it in the chat then, please. Your OOTP account name. Okay, can you please make sure that the capitalization is correct. Okay, I need Duckworth 92807's OOTP account name where you want your 25 standard packs sent. Okay, can you give that to me, please? And then I have to go over to OOTP and confirm it, and then we will be ready to send those packs your way. Okay, can you tell me your OOTP sign-in that you use to get into the game that you want to have your accounts or your 25 packs sent to? If you can give that to me, please, I'd appreciate it. Give it to me directly in the chat. There's not going to be a Twitch Whisper because you have your privacy settings set up so that I cannot send you a whisper. Okay? Okay. Duckworth 92807, are you there? I need an answer, please. If I can't get a response from you, I'm going to have to give the packs to somebody else. Okay. Congratulations on winning the packs, number one, but I need to have your OOTP account name. The name that you use to sign into OOTP 23. Okay? If I don't hear from you within the next minute, I'm going to have to give the packs away to somebody else. Please tell me in the chat right now where you put your exclamation point ticket or exclamation point enter, and even where you said woohoo just a moment ago, I need for you to give me that account name right here and now, if you could please. Otherwise, I have to award those packs to somebody else. And I'm sorry to have to do so, but I do need to give away 25 packs to somebody, and if I don't know where to send them, I've got to find somebody that'll give me a name that I can send them to. Okay? Okay. Okay. We don't have very long. Okay. Okay, Duckworth, are you stuck? Can you at least tell me in the chat whether you're stuck or not? I cannot send you a Twitch Whisper because you have your privacy settings set that way. I cannot send you a whisper. Okay. 10 seconds, Duckworth. If I don't hear from you, then I got to award them to somebody else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Duckworth. You're out of the running. We'll draw another winner. Be ready. We're going to draw another winner. And Duckworth 92807 was in there as the first winner, but we're going to have to draw somebody else. We have to do a re-roll. Here's our next candidate to win. And it's going to be Great Scott 66. Congratulations to Great Scott. Great Scott, are you in there? Great Scott. Yay! There you go, Great Scott. Now, let me check and see if I can send you a whisper, and we'll find out what OOTP account name you'd like to have your Scott. Oh, where's Scott? Excellent, excellent. I've played you in tournaments. Yes, I have played you in tournaments numerous times. Let me go back into OOTP, and I will verify that, okay? Where's Scott? Bear with me a moment. I need to get out of here. Get out of here and go into the universe. Where's Scott? All I have to do is verify it first. Bear with me just a moment while I go to that part of OOTP, and I'll be glad to send those 25 packs your way once I verify your account name. Because this is something that OOTP has asked of me, is to make sure that we have good account names. Because if we don't, then they have no way of getting you the stuff that we're promising. Okay? Okay, so bear with me a moment. We're still getting into OOTP. And okay, now there's the universe. Now I'm looking for managers and rankings. I'm looking for WHERESS. Okay? And there you are, the Barnegat Barnegat Bay Blue Claws, okay? That's where we're going to send your 25 standard packs to that particular account. And thank you so much for entering, and congratulations one more time for winning those 25 packs. So where's Scott? We are, Great Scott 66. Thank you so much for entering. Congratulations. And thank you, everybody, one and all. We're going to see if we can find a channel to raid into. And I'm pretty sure that Nersha Bainco is on right now. So give me a moment to go check and see if we can raid Nersha. Okay. Hang on a second. I want to do this first. I need to do Twitch. And then I need to go here. Oh, come on, game. Here we go. There we go. All right, Nersha's up like he's scheduled to be. So we are going to be sending you to Nersha Bainco's channel. If you hang on, please, we will be glad to raid his channel. And make sure that you give Nersha Bainco all the Gorgo love that you can. Okay, now I've got to make sure that I type this right. Hey, I typed it right for a change. Okay, the raid is getting ready to start. But in the meantime, it's Gorgo 2005, rounding third and heading for home. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. We'll catch up with you later, hopefully on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll run from 3 to 5 on Wednesday. But in the meantime, let's go over and visit Nersha Bainco. And also in the meantime, take care, everybody. Bye-bye, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bob? Okay, well, I can't even talk right. So long.